Hey friends, so it's a beautiful rainy day here in Vermont. Now it's not raining anymore, but got a little break in the rain. We wanted to talk about some of the beds that we have here today, and it's a good example to show you with all the rain and the water on the ground. So these beds started out as there were small little raised beds. There was one here, one there, one there. That was one. There's also one here, there, there. So we didn't like that too much, so we designed it a little bit differently after that. We really like the idea of swales and on-contour mounds, things like that, for water management, and just the design concept is so efficient. If you don't know what a swale is, it's basically a raised bed. Usually somebody comes in with an excavator and they go with the contour of the slope. So this is sloping gently this way, and what somebody would do is they would dig a trench this kind of way, and then they put the berm uphill. So as water travels downhill, it kind of soaks into the berm, and that way you can plant things on top of the berms, and they shouldn't need any additional water other than the water that they're getting from the landscape. So the roots will always have access to water in the swale, which is basically these walkways, but they aren't being inundated with water. They're not being drowned out. So we did that. We don't have an excavator, obviously, so we kind of did that as best as we could. And we also have very tough clay soil here. I can't find a good. Well, here's a decent example. This is just, I can't even stick my finger into it. That's how dense and clayey it is. So what we did is we built these beds. They're basically small-scale Hugelkultur. You can find the article that we've written for Mother Earth News's blog in detail. Just go to their blog section and search Sacred Circle Homestead, and we have a short kind of blog article there talking about how we made these and why we did. So these help with water management. These beds are made out of all woody debris and some hay, and there's a lot of aged wood chips on top of all that, and there's compost on the very, very top of that to plant in. And the wood chips act as a moisture sponge, kind of. They hold in a lot of the water, and we really don't have to water that much. As it gets towards the hotter season, we're only in early May right now, mid-May. So as it gets towards the dry, hot season, we will mulch heavily with straw, like we did with that bed over there, and like we did with this bed over here. That's garlic, so that's why that's mulched. And also, one thing we wanted to talk about is an aspect called fertigation. We haven't experimented much with it, but this is our big compost pile, and there's some finished compost right there. And as you can see, there's a river of fertility. I'm not sure you can see this brown liquid, but there's a river of fertility kind of hitting some of our production beds for the nursery. And it keeps going here. Keeps going. Any plants that are rooted here will have a chance to access some of that fertility as it soaks into these wood chips. Here's a good example of the wood chippy matter I was talking about. So that's all nice, and that'll stay nice and moist. And since these beds are roughly on contour, we didn't use a laser level or anything, or A-frame level. We just kind of eyed it out. The river of fertility kind of runs here, and it stops along this garlic. So this garlic will have a chance to access the fertility. And it's also doing that along here into this part of the bed where it kind of bends like a river would kind of bend here and stop all that. So it's just a pretty cool idea that we were talking about, that you can do all this with just observation. You know, you just observe the slopes of your landscape, observe what the water does when it travels, observe the birds singing. Observation is key when it comes to design and working with the landscape. Don't forget to subscribe, and we hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rain, and thanks for watching.